Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Here we go again. Thank you for watching. My co-host, my studio audience. Thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. Better now that we're together. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topic. Love it. Thank you. Well, there's a... Thank you. Thank you. We only have this hour together, and I want to get to all my stories. They're all really juicy. So I love you more. Thank you so much for being here. So there's a woman that is coming between Bradley Cooper and his girlfriend, Irina Shayk. And that woman is his frequent co-star, Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, well, here's the thing. Jennifer is like 25 years old, and she's single. She's no longer with Gwyneth Paltrow's husband. Chris Martin. They're separated. Anyway, so she's no longer with him, and according to OK Magazine, Irina, his girlfriend, doesn't trust Jennifer. Well, so now she always wants to be by Bradley's side. That's not a good, that's not a good idea. You can never, but I must say, okay, so they've been in 3 movies together, and now they're promoting their 4th movie together. Bradley and Irina, yes. Now, in this particular... Jennifer, sorry. Thank you. Now, the movie is not a sexy movie where they fall in bed. She's some sort of inventor who takes her idea to somebody, and then Bradley works at HSN, and then they promote. So it's not where they fall in love and fall in bed together. However, they have been in bed together on movie sets before. And, you know, you can do a movie and have a great time with my man in one movie, and then maybe a second movie. But this is the 4th movie. I am suggesting, perhaps, that they are put together because the Hollywood suits think they work so well together. But I would also say that Bradley, I would think, has enough cachet in Hollywood to say, okay, look, no more with Jennifer Lawrence. Even though I really like her, it's really starting to look suspect. My current girlfriend, who I really like, you know, I have a hard time keeping a girl because my mom lives with me. And so I come off as a mama's boy. I wouldn't trust it either, Jennifer Lawrence, but guess what? Because they're going around the world promoting the movie, doesn't mean that if you were there with them that they wouldn't, if they wanted to get it in like a broom closet. Or, right? Like, and you know, Irina, you're the girlfriend, so you're the one in the power position. You don't let this young lady see you sweat, even if you are sweating. All you can do is pray on it, girl. Pray on it, Irene. I don't know. There's something about Jennifer Lawrence and sometimes women in that age group these days that is not trustworthy. Some of you, well, not all of you. But, you know, you're 25, you think you got the world by the couillons. You know, you're coming in trying to wreck marriages and wreck situations, and you think it won't come back to get you. But I don't know, and her eyes are saying, mm-hmm. Oh, Irene, we'll follow the story for you. Kate Middleton, your mom sounds fun. I know that you might be embarrassed. By the way, Kate, what is going on with your fried ends? And she looks like she has about 20 packs of weave in her head, doesn't she? And lost her brush. That doesn't look very royal. Anyway, Kate is dreading the holidays with the royal family because her mother allegedly her mother drinks a lot. Well, Mom is 60 years old. And look, let me just say this, okay? Mom is 60. She still looks terrific. She raised a duchess. So she's, you know, which, you know what I'm saying? She raised a woman to be a duchess. I would be having a good time too. You know? Mom's responsibilities regarding raising her kids are over. She raised the queen of all kids. She no longer has to drive because, of course, when your daughter is the duchess, you always have a car service. So here's what she was doing apparently at the last holidays, with the Queen Mum. So Kate's mom got so twisted. She started telling dirty jokes. But you know what? This is what the royals really do need to. This is why this royal family is not my favorite royal family. My favorite royals are the ones on E with Elizabeth. Okay. Those royals like to have fun. You know, Kate, maybe you could sit your mom down and explain to her. Oh, that's not going to work. Kate, look the other way, Kate, and just, you know, as long as your mom's not falling down, let me just show you how fun Kate's mom is. Here she is at a rugby match with her own bottle. That's the kind of woman I would love to go out with. Kate, what are you gonna do? It's your mother. That's it. Okay. I don't mean to be a cornball, but I do have my old-fashioned ways. Now, this story that's going on in Long Island, this high school principal lost her job because she appeared in Trey Songz's video that was littered with booty girls and drugs, and it featured JR. It's called Best Friend. The high school principal, that's her. That's her. That's her. Yeah. That's her. Okay. I didn't know we were gonna stop. I just kept going. Anyway, that's her. And you wanna know what? I say they did the right thing by firing her. Oh! Then you are my people. Look, I'm not paying all these taxes in Southampton, Long Island. That's where this all took place. You know, you're not, but no matter how many taxes you're not paying taxes for your principal to be a groupie to Trey Songz. And, okay, now I don't know who JR is, but I know Trey Songz. You know he's my boo thang. Yeah. but here's the thing. So she's the vice principal, which is even worse than being the principal, because the vice principal is the one at every school that handles the discipline. Like when your kid gets suspended, you know, and all that stuff, you go to the vice principal and then, you know, she handles it. But, you know, she wasn't just in the video, she rented her house out for this video. Now, my Hot Topics team goes, well, Wendy, what if she didn't appear in the video, but she rented her house out? I said, nope. Nope. You know, and yes, that's money, you know, to rent your house out. And everybody these days, nobody's happy with just being a regular principal. Everybody wants to be famous. And some of the people in Hot Topics were saying, well, what if this woman didn't know what she was getting into when she agreed to a Trey Songz video? Well, as a thinking person, which I'm sure that she is, she's a high school principal, I'm sure she Googled Trey Songz and knows that... Okay. Like Trey Songz is disgusting, and I mean that in a good way. You don't want your principal or your teacher. You know, when choosing a profession, to all people who are young and haven't chosen yet, choose a profession where you can fit into the lifestyle. You know, if you want to rock out in a video with, you know, artists with drugs, then don't be a principal. Don't be my dentist. You know what I mean? Don't be the clergy. And so in conclusion, I agree with the school system. I'm glad that they fired her. That'll learn you. Now clap if you agree that it was right to fire her. It's so weird because this show is mistaken for being so cuckoo and, you know, I know I'm the ringmaster and then you guys come. But we have some very conservative ways here at Wendy. If you squint and listen closely, we are more conservative than you think. Right? All that is hard to see, though, between all the twerking that we do during commercial breaks. So, Zac Efron. Hot, I know. He's got a girlfriend, though. And her name is Sammy Miro. She's really cute, and she loves our show. Do you know how I know that? So I was telling you that Zac, they invited me to be in a movie with Zac, which we filmed this past summer in Hawaii. My part is very, very small. I play myself. And the movie comes out next July. It's called Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. But anyway, all right, so, you know, on account of Hot Topics and stuff, you know, you sit in the chair and you talk, and then I get around these people. I don't really know what to say. Like, oh, my God, what is the last thing I said about Zac Efron? You know what? Let me just do my job and go back to Jersey, because I don't want to get into it. Well, it turns out Zac comes and with his phone, and he goes, you know, like the kids do. He gets his girlfriend on the phone, that's her, and he goes, honey, guess who I'm standing here with? And she's all, Wendy! And so I was like, oh. So anyway, all right. But that's not the story. I just wanted to share with you. All right, okay. According to popdust.com, don't judge where we get our news. Sammy gets jealous of all Zac's girls because they throw themselves at, you know, Zac is part of young Hollywood, and these young girls can sometimes be very disrespectful of relationships. Like when you're 18 and 20 years old and 17, they don't care about a wedding ring, they don't care about a committed relationship. All they care about is that they want a piece of the star. So I understand what Sammy is saying, but don't let that deter you from staying with Zac if that's, you know what you want to do. Zac, it's your job to make her feel more secure. You know what I mean? And Sammy, darling, you knew you signed up with one of young Hollywood's sexiest when you started dating him. But I also think that sometimes when you're with somebody who is, you know, a star or, you know, whatever it is, you know, somebody who is adored by a lot of people, you have to convince your other half that everything is fine and our relationship is on course. But after a while, that gets very, very boring. And your insecurities, like, Sammy, don't be too insecure because that'll then become a turnoff. You know, you're a beautiful girl. Pay the girls dust. Your man's going home with you. That's what matters. Hugh Grant. You might see this as messy, but I see it as maybe a sign of the times in terms of what we accept. He's expecting his 4th child in 4 years. The kids are by 2 different women. Okay, you know, he's not loose, he's 55. So you know, he's trying to work it out. The girl at the top's name is Tengelin. Oh, that's a fun name. Tenglin had his baby girl in 2011. Then Anna at the bottom had his baby boy in 2012. Then Tingling had his son in December of 2012. And now, so in other words, so both girls at one point were pregnant at the same time. And now Anna is pregnant with his 4th. Now look, if you talked to me about this 10 years ago, I would have said sloppy. If you talked with me about this 20 years ago, I would have definitely gone all, you know, oh my gosh, this is the worst ever. But these days, we are so desensitized by a lot that I don't find this wrong for him. Well, not for me, maybe not for you, but for him. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, he's paying for all his kids. He bought houses for both girls. They all 3 live in the same neighborhood in London. Which, by the way, shout out to all my friends watching across the pond. And you guys are supposed to be the civilized ones. This is sloppy. This is sloppy. But he's worth $80 million. He's got a movie coming out with Meryl Streep. It's an independent movie, so there won't be a lot of money there. They do that for the art. But if he's paying for his kids, and the girls get along, and he's paid for shelter, and he stays out of, like, the Star magazine and stuff, then what's so sloppy? He's handling his situation. See, the thing that would be sloppy is if he wasn't handling his situation. Right? That's it. I don't know what you're doing for Halloween. Well, this year I am dressing up. I didn't dress up last year. I don't like Halloween. I think it's for ghouls and goblins and for the killer in disguise to choke you out at your front door. I'm not a fan of Halloween, but I've been convinced to dress up, and I've got the perfect costume. But we don't open our front door. I don't even put pumpkins outside to be festive. I don't do any of that. Our pumpkins are in the house, in the kitchen. That's it. And here's a perfect example why I think that Halloween has gone way too far. There's this woman in Detroit, and her name is Larethia. And for the past several years, she's been putting a dummy face down in her yard. And then she goes and in her living room and peeps between the blinds to watch people's reaction. The problem is that people really think that this is a real person. It's Detroit, where, you know, I love you, Detroit, but we know crime is high. And there's no tolerance for the police to be running to Larethia's house every day, which is exactly what happens. No, that's exactly what happens. Like, the cops need to be busy with other things. Larethia, this is not a good idea. I don't find this funny. I don't find it funny at all. It's almost sick. But happy Halloween, Larethia. We've got more show, everybody. From Good Morning America, Amy Robach is here. You know, Amy is a courageous breast cancer survivor, and her story is one that you don't want to miss. But up next, my Hot Talk panel is here to break down the biggest stories of the week. So grab a snack and come on back. How do you cure a case of the Mondays? With a Hot Monday filled with juicy hot topics. Plus, they found love and hip-hop in Hollywood. The boyfriends breaking boundaries. Real-life hot topics, Miles and Milan.
Monday on an all-new Wendy.
Okay, it's time to discuss this week's hottest topics in the latest edition of Hot Talk. Joining me are actress and comedian Wentworth. And from the new website Wiretapped, which launches on November 1st, say hello to our old friend Sharon Carpenter. And the host of CNN Tonight. Give it up for bad boy Don Lemon.
You love that, don't you?
I do. Okay. In her new post blog, Michelle Duggar, who's the matriarch of the 25 Kids and Counting, she's telling newlyweds to be joyfully available for sex with their husbands. Here's what she says. Anyone can iron Jim Bob's shirt. Anyone can make lunch for him. But you are the only one who he has in his life for intimacy. So even though you may be exhausted and you may not feel like he feels, I'm going to meet that need because I know it's a need for him.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this good advice? And we'll go to you, Allie.
Well, first of all, I don't usually agree with a lot of the Duggar ideology.
Right.
However, in this case, I agree 80%. Here's why.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I greet my husband with a martini and a teddy.
Right.
But, although he'd love that. No, naked would be even better. But I do feel like that is the one person you have this intimate relationship with.
Hopefully.
Now, hopefully. And by the way, I don't want anyone invited into the relationship. I just want it the two of us.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, if I have the stomach flu, or I'm passing a kidney stone, I can say I don't want to have sex right now.
Yes.
But I do think that occasionally you might not be in the mood, but, you know, you get
That's occasionally, but she's not talking
toys.
occasionally.
I agree with Duggar for the first time. I do agree with her. I think that's if you get married.
Does that feel weird to say?
No. Yeah, it does a little bit. But if you're married, that's part of your marital obligation. Sometimes you may not be in the mood. Sometimes you may not be in the mood. I have not been in the mood, and I will say, you know what, I'll help you out. I'm not in the mood, but I'll help you because that's your obligation.
I agree to a certain extent as well. I think if you're not making your husband feel attractive and wanted and loved, somebody else probably will be.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go outside of the marriage to find out he does have needs at the end of the day.
I feel like the kettle is about to pop.
But there are different options. I mean, it doesn't have to be the one thing. There are different options that take different amounts of energy.
It doesn't have to be the full Monty.
It doesn't have to be the full Monty.
During Hot Topics about how this is a conservative group, even though people might look at us a different way. This is where I have to disagree. I feel like, you know, you should meet each other halfway most of the time. But to put a broad statement out here like this is not the 1950s, and I'm working all day. And sometimes I'm tired, and I'm not ready to give it up. Okay. Can I give you a rain check and hit you off in the morning?
Well,
Wendy,
I think the term joyfully...
That's part of what we're saying. Is you don't have to do the full...
That's not what she's saying.
But you don't have to do the full Monty. But that's also part of being... When you're married, you make a commitment. And I think if you're going to get married, you need to take it seriously. And part of marriage is that, for better or for worse.
If you have to hand the Jergens lotion to him and say, watch me cook dinner.
Exactly. That's what we mean.
instance.
I will touch you here, but I'm not necessarily in the mood, or I'll help. Yes.
But I also feel that you've got to play a little hard to get. You shouldn't be that easy. Even in marriage, I think after 40 years, I think men love the thrill of the chase to a certain extent. So you want to make sure that he's still courting you, doing what you need to do, stimulating you mentally.
When you have a partner that's always after you, it's not sexy. Let me come to you sometimes.
I also think that it's about having a healthy sex life. You know, if you're only having sex once a week, then you need to work on your situation.
And it's not equal sex drives as well. If you have different sex drives, that's going to be
don't want to stray. Do it, Wendy.
Let's move to the next story. Okay, earlier this week, we talked about Matt Damon. Remember during Hot Topics, reportedly he told his friend Ben Affleck that he really never was never fond of Jennifer Garner. Now, a lot of you all said, no, he said that about Jennifer Lopez. No, dear. He said that about Jennifer Garner, his wife and mother of his kids. Now, let me just say that I think that when it comes to relationships, everybody needs to keep their trap shut about not liking a boyfriend or a spouse. Don?
Wendy, we're going to fight.
All right.
Because I'm actually surprised at you because you are always honest, and I admire you for that. But I think that if you're going to be an honest friend, you have to tell your friend.
I'm not an honest friend.
And I think it may be, okay, then there you go. But it may be different for men and women. But I have had friends, if I don't like the person they're with, I will tell them, that's not for you, bruh. She's not, I don't like, I respect your relationship. I'll be in your wedding, I'll do whatever.
You have a lot of nerve.
You're not having the relationship.
No, but it doesn't matter because I have your back. I'm telling you, there may be some things that you don't know. Yes, I do. I have your back. I think you need to be honest with people.
If you have your best interests at heart, if you see some red flags from the other person, you've got to let your
let that other person figure out the red flags.
How many of those women are he still with? How many is he still with?
Listen,
neither of them.
I had a friend, and she was with a guy, and they broke up, and I went, thank God, he's like a yada, 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 yada. And then she ended up marrying him, and to this day, I have this awkward thing with her because she knows how I really feel about him.
But that's her fault, though. She's not supposed to.
She's a real friend.
She's not supposed to hold that against you.
That's right. I'm the dumb blind.
No, but I'm saying, but you would never say anything again, right?
Never.
And regarding my honesty, and I said this when I was doing the story, like, I can be honest here on the show, but when it comes to real life, those are real feelings. And call me not a good friend. I would never tell you that outfit looks horrible. I would never tell you I hate your new hair color. I would never tell you about your man.
I think that's a real friend.
I think he should have told him in the beginning 10 years ago before the 3 kids. That was
you know what? Let me tell you.
You have a perspective that they don't have. Sometimes you're all in love and you whatever.
Like my husband, you would never be back here.
I would never tell. No, Wendy, that's a different thing. That's a whole different thing. By the time you're married, that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about in the dating process.
By the way, 10 years ago, I was dating. Do you remember that guy, the Helter Scout Charles Manson? Remember I was dating him? Only from prison. I didn't actually see him. And Wendy, at one point, emailed me, and she said, you go, girl, #serial killer. So she supported my decision. She wasn't going to say, you know, he's a horrible, terrible person.
As long as they're respectful to the person you're with, as long as they're not giving you, you know, your husband the side eye or being mean to him and rude to him.
Yeah, you don't have to say this person's a jerk.
Be best friends.
Yeah, you don't have to say the person's a jerk. You can say, listen, I don't like how he did this or she did this or this is not cool.
Because the friend cares about you at the end of the day. If you turn a blind eye to that as a friend, you're not a good friend.
After they're married, you don't do it.
Call me Stevie Wonder.
All right.
Because I will always have a blind eye to really breaking it down to friends. All right, so look. The famed restaurateur Danny Meyer, he owns like 15 restaurants here in Manhattan, from the highest of high ends to the regular ones that you don't even tip, so it's not a restaurant, it's just like a takeout. Okay, he's eliminating tipping altogether at his restaurants here in New York City. Everyone from chefs to dishwashers will get a wage increase, but also the prices of your meal are going to increase by 20 to 25%. Sharon?
Welcome to the UK. That's exactly what we do over in England. Expensive meals and no tipping. But I think tipping is so ingrained in American culture. You go to a restaurant where you're paying 25% extra, you're probably going to end up paying the tip on top of that, especially if your server has done a good job. Because I think Americans feel very guilty. You know, it's just ingrained in you.
But I heard the service is twice as slow over there because of this.
But I even tip in Europe. I like having the power. I think this takes the power away from me. I think that maybe we should figure out a different way for tipping. Maybe there should be a slot for kitchen and a slot for the people out on the floor.
That's a lot of math.
I like to
try,
have the
people don't
power.
like
If
that
someone
either,
is a
actually.
terrible server, I don't want to give them a tip. If someone is great, I
But we
want to
should
tip
have
them.
the right to be able to do that. Exactly.
But may I say that there are busboys and people behind them that don't usually get the money that they deserve.
Right.
My feeling is, fine, add the tip. If you have a great server, leave something extra for them. Leave a little
But
little
shouldn't
cash.
maybe that's the cost of running a restaurant, is that you pay the people who are behind the scenes. I would rather tip the cook
I think you're absolutely
sometimes
right.
and tip the
And you
person
never know.
who's
I think a
serving
lot of that 25% is going to go straight into the owner's pocket. At the
Well,
end of the day, we don't know
here's
where
my
it's going to
thought.
go.
These restaurants are doing what hotels have been doing forever, and I love it. Hotels always put that 18% when you do the room service and the food comes, and I love it because I don't have to think and add stuff, and I got my robe on and my wig is off, and I don't want you to really look at me fast. I just want to sign and go.
But then
I
I
don't
always end
mind
up
that.
adding
But
more. I
Wendy,
always
that's
end
a
up
run and
adding
gun.
more, and then the tip's like
But
$100.
That's a
thing,
run and gun.
and
They're coming in for one time, they're handing you the food, and that's it. But the
Right.
waiter at a restaurant is coming back and forth, getting your water, making sure everything is
Listen,
correct.
at
That's a
the
different
end of the day,
Keep up
it's
the
all
good work
math,
either.
and
There's
I
no
keep
incentive
leaving
there.
80% tips because
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know how to do the math.
The music is playing. Thank you all for being here. Don, you are a bad friend. And for more information on my panelists, go to wendyshow.com. Up next, everybody, from Good Morning America, Amy Robach is here. Our next guest is the news anchor on Good Morning America, and her new inspiring book is called Better. It's in stores now. Please welcome to our show, Amy Robach. Hi, Amy.
This is so fun here.
Yeah. I love this.
Thank you.
All flippy and stuff?
Well, you know what? It was just, I tried not to be a news anchor when I came here.
I was
you
gonna
know
say-
what? Sometimes it's fun to let loose.
Yeah, you know, as a news anchor, I guess you have two different wardrobes. It's the news lady
Yeah.
and then fun.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
You smell good, too.
Thank you.
Smell really good. So, would you ever, we were just talking about this on the Hot Talk panel, would you ever tell a friend that you didn't like her man?
While she's still married to him?
Dating him, boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage?
Well, yes, I would. I would. If I really thought that it was in her best interest not to be with him, I would. And you know what the other truth is? I don't have a poker face, and if I don't like somebody, you can kind of tell. So I don't even think I'd really have to say it. She'd say, why don't you like him?
Yeah.
Because it's written all over
Well, you
my
know
face
what? That's
usually.
it. If they ask the question, then expect the
Just
answer.
kind of be like this. And then she'll ask, and then you can just say, well, since you asked. Yeah.
So Amy is married to the actor Grant Shue. You know him from Melroy's play. Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Grant Shue and Andrew Shue. It's very confusing.
sorry.
They were both super hot on the show.
Yeah, they were. Andrew Shue, and they have 5 kids together. Between the two of you, it's a really cute family. How old is the oldest?
19, so we have 19 to 9. We're missing Marsha, because he had the boys and I had the girls.
Yes.
I didn't have the older girl, but the rest of them all kind of pair up. It's really cute.
Sounds like a nice life. How long have you been married?
We have been married, I was like, uh-oh, do the math quickly. 5 years.
And so the Melrose movie came on over the weekend on Lifetime. Now, I must say, I really did enjoy the 90210 movie.
Yes.
The Melrose movie,
It was campy.
Not so much.
It was campy and cheesy. So we watched, and I watched with Andrew.
Okay.
And our favorite line was, nothing a day a soccer can't cure. And he had a big soccer ball in his hand, and it was like, so we just keep saying that to him now. Nothing a day of soccer can't cure.
what was he for the movie reboot or remake thing?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So your story
Yes.
about the mammogram. It's the one thing that I guess being on TV, especially live, it was the worst but the best thing that happened because you discovered something that maybe you wouldn't have.
Oh, absolutely. I was not in any rush to have a mammogram. I was 40, and there are a lot of headlines out there that say you can wait till you're 50. And so for someone like me who doesn't want to ever go to the doctor, you say 50, I'm going to go with 50, not 40.
Yes.
And it wasn't until GMA producers and Robin Roberts herself who said, you know what, Aim, First of all, because I told her I have no family history, I have no connection to the disease. Why should I be the one getting this live mammogram in the middle of Times Square in front of 5-6 million people? And she said 80% of breast cancer patients do not have family history. And I didn't know that. I was shocked. I thought it was the opposite. And then she said, if you go in there and you have a mammogram, you will convince another woman to do it. And you will save a life. I guarantee you, you will save a life.
So Amy went in, she had her mammogram, and they called her back a couple of weeks later.
A couple of days later, they were actually calling me the next day, but I don't answer numbers I don't know on my phone, so I just wasn't responding. And eventually, my assistant said, Amy, the technicians are trying to get a hold of you from that mammogram you had. You know, can you quickly call them? And even then, I wasn't worried. I didn't think cancer could happen to me. I thought I was Teflon woman. I just didn't think it was possible. So I made the follow-up exam a couple weeks later and walked in by myself thinking in and out, they'll take a few more pictures and I'll be back to work in no time. That didn't happen.
So it all started on TV, and then you had to go home and explain to your kids. How did they take it? Like, and how did it change you in terms of dealing with being diagnosed?
The moment that I was told I had breast cancer, the first thing I thought of, and as I was sobbing, I said, how am I going to tell my little girls? What am I going to say to them? It was my biggest fear. I was so afraid, and I didn't want them to be afraid. You want to keep your children safe. You want to make them feel strong, and I didn't have the words. And so I actually had a therapist at the hospital walk me through what I should say. And so when I went in there, I said, girls, I said, I've been at the hospital all day. I have some really scary news, but I promise you, I'm not going to die.
Right.
And I told them I had breast cancer, and as soon as they heard the word cancer, you know, they burst into tears. And it was a very emotional night. And you know what, though? I have to say, and I've said this, cancer is nothing I would wish upon anybody. And there are plenty of awful things that it robs you of. Your security, my breasts, my fertility, hair, all of that. But you know what it gives you? It gives you this incredible bond with all the people who you love, and this incredible way of living. You change how you live. Every single day is a gift. And we all know that. Yeah. But you really, really get it when you face something like that.
So, Amy, are you cancer-free now?
I had a blood test last month, and it came back clear.
Good.
So we go back every 6 months.
Every 6 months?
Every 6 months you go back for the rest of your life. Yes. And so it is, you know, and I likened it to standing in front of a jury. You go in and you're waiting to hear the verdict. And it's not something to take lightly. It is life-changing. There's a noose hanging over your head. But you know what? It's not a bad thing, because none of us are getting out of here. You know, we're all terminal cases.
Right.
And so to be aware of that can help you live a better life, be a better person. I'm a better mom. I'm a better daughter. I'm a better wife.
Yes.
A better friend.
Good for you, Amy.
And you know what? When you face something like that, you can tell your friends, I don't like your man. Because you know what? Time is short. And just get it out. Be authentic, right?
Wrong, Amy. Wrong. Amy, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your story. Amy's book, everybody, is called Better, and it's in bookstores now. Ask Wendy is next. Looking for a new Wendy? No sweat. From The Biggest Loser to finding the next fitness phenomenon, Jillian Michaels. She's taking on your pressing questions. Plus, singer Omi performs his hit Hula Hoop live. Please.
Tuesday on an all-new Wendy.
How you doing? It's time for Ask Wendy. Hey.
Hi, Wendy. My name is Katrina. How you doing?
Hi, Katrina. How can I help?
So, Wendy, I've been divorced for about 5 years, and I moved back in with my mom, rent-free, okay? But I think it's starting to affect my dating life.
Gee, you think?
So, yeah, and guess what? I'm turning 40. So, do you think it's time for me to pack my bags and go? What do you think?
Of course it is. Do you have children?
No, no children.
Okay, so...
Single, ready to mingle?
Yeah, please. 5 years that you can't get back. It is time for you to get yourself a bachelorette pad and live.
Oh, wow.
Oh, one more quickie. Hi, how you
Hi,
doing?
Wendy. How are you doing? My name is Stephanie. I'm single. I'm 33 years old. Like you, I'm a tall drink of water. I find it really hard to date because a lot of men lie about their height, and short men are intimidated by me. How do I get men of all heights to approach me?
Smile. And smile and bat your eyes.
Okay.
They fall for it every time, you know?
Yeah.
Cock your head to the side, too. Yeah. Look, see? Yeah, and you know what? But let's not lean on hips and try to be shorter and all that other kind of stuff.
I did that when I was younger.
Yeah, I did it when I was your age. It's funny because I had to grow into loving being tall.
Yeah, I love it now.
And Amazon. But it took me a while. I wasted a lot of years being insecure.
Yeah.
The men are out there. All you got to do is cock your head to the side, smile, and bat your eyes.
Thank you.
Celebrity Said What is next? Do you want more Wendy Show? Good. Watch Hot Topics, celebrity interviews, and my legendary after show, all on my YouTube channel. Subscribe today. This is Tisha, and she's from Brooklyn, and today is her 30th birthday.
How you doing, Wendy?
Fine, but I'm not going to go easy on you.
Okay.
It's time to play Celebrity Said What, okay?
I'm ready.
Who said this?
Okay.
You know, look. I'm on a lot of covers, I think more than any supermodel, but in a way, that is a sign of respect. Was it Kim K, Donald Trump, or Angelina Jolie?
Oh, gosh, come on. That gotta be Kim K.
Wrong! It's Donald Trump. But because it's your birthday, I'll give it to you anyway. Here. Dinner for two at the Palm here in New York City. Thank you, Tisha. Eye candy is next.
Thank you.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today's audience eye candy happens to be a breast cancer survivor from New Jersey, Nutley. This is Allison. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Better. Well, better. You're doing even better. You know what I mean? Better
am.
now that I'm meeting you.
I am. I'm blessed.
Take us through your
Sure.
discovery.
I was diagnosed in February of last year, and it was the scariest and most traumatic time of my life, but at the same time, it was a blessing.
Yes.
I've been able to go to colleges and talk about my breast cancer story and awareness.
I understand you're also speaking at the Avon Walk tomorrow.
Well, actually, I spoke last year. I was their guest speaker last year.
Yeah. You're going to be there tomorrow?
I am walking, yes.
Me too.
I walk every year.
Me too. Tell us about your outfit, Allison.
Well, normally I wear black and white, but today I wore color for you.
Thank you.
And I paired it with my black favorite heels.
Perfect. Congratulations on being a survivor.
Thank you.
In addition to your diva fan, Allison, we're going to hook you up with a Lord & Taylor $250 gift card. So here's your fan. Here's your gift card. And we'll be right back. Enjoy good health. Don't miss a full hour of juicy hot topics, plus the first openly gay couple from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Miles and Milan are going to be here. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're going to be walking with Avon tomorrow, I will see you out there with my walking shoes on. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.
Nice.